I have 4 side hustles that can be earning you at least $100 a day. They require no skill, no degree, and can be started by pretty much anyone right now to help you earn another 5 figures a year.
Hi, my name is Alston Godbolt with alstongodbolt.com. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this video, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on these 4 different side hustles. Now, we're going to talk about the good and the bad. Some side hustles are really easy to start, but they have a low payout, so you're not going to make a lot online. Some are a little bit more challenging to start, but can actually pay you lots and lots of money online. So let's go ahead, take a look at these side hustles, and I'm going to tell you what I think as a person that's been relatively successful online. And if you want to be added to the globe, comment down below with your city, state, zip code, province, or country, and I'll get you pinned.
Obviously, Amazon is a huge company. They employ over 1.5 million full-time and part-time employees. But what you may not have known is that they have a program that allows independent contractors, you, to deliver packages to customers by using their own vehicle.
Now, the first one that he mentions is basically you being a delivery person, like a mini UPS. While that is a great opportunity, or can be a great opportunity, you have to think about the overhead or the downsides that are associated with using your own vehicle to drop off packages for Amazon. You're going to have to spend more on gas. You're going to have to spend more on repairs, getting oil changes, getting your brakes fixed, getting your tires rotated and replaced. You're going to spend more doing all of that stuff. And that's stuff that not a lot of people often talk about. They talk about how much money you could potentially make with Amazon just being a delivery person. You control your own schedule. It's easy. You just drop off packages and move on. But there's a lot of downsides to it as well. You've got to understand how many packages you can drop off per day so that you don't lose your gig or your job, and then the other overhead that I mentioned also. Now, I'm actually going to speed this video up a little bit so that we can get through this and it's not a 4-hour video.
Amazon gets more packages delivered faster with your help, and you get to make more money on your own time. Now, although you don't necessarily need a skill or a degree to get this started, you will need a car and some insurance. But if you have those 2 things, the rest of the startup process is pretty easy.
Like I mentioned, with Amazon Flex, it is simple and easy to get started. It's going to require a lot of your time. This is what I call active income. The only way you're making money with this process is actively working on the job. If you're doing this, you can't be doing something else. And so, I'm going to rate this probably like a 3 out of 10. Because of the overhead required. He mentions insurance. He doesn't mention gas. He doesn't mention, the money that you might spend eating out every single day. He doesn't mention the repairs, the wear and tear on your car. And if your car is a little bit older and it tends to fall apart, it's going to be a little bit more expensive.
Now, sticking with Amazon, this next side hustle is something that everyday people are generating $10,000+ a month from, and that's with their Amazon storefront. I'm sure you've already heard it a countless amount of times as your
Now, this can be a great way to make money online. This is probably a way that I would prefer, certainly over Amazon Flex. Now, with your storefront, you're simply going to aggregate or put things in your store. You're going to create basically a website on Amazon, and you're going to put things in there either that you use or that your target audience uses. Now, one thing that you're going to have to remember is you're going to have to figure out ways to drive traffic to your storefront. Now, you're going to want to create content, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, or even a blog, but this can be a really great way to start generating some passive income. So I do like this idea. You do need skills though. If you're going to create content, you're going to do video editing, you need to learn how to speak in front of the camera. You need to know and have a little bit of a sales background in order to get people to take the action that you want them to take. So while it says no skills, I'm going to push back a little bit. This person created a YouTube video, and you can see that this is a high skill that he's learned. And it also can be a little bit expensive if you look into his background. But I will push back and say there is some skill that's required, but it's a skill that you can actually learn. And I think this is something that can be extremely profitable, much better than Amazon Flex.
Now, in order to even start listing products, you're going to need at least 1,000 followers on either TikTok or Instagram. And if you have that, then all you have to do is head over here to Amazon Influencers and just sign up to be one. Then once you get approved, you can start creating content that helps you recommend products for your followers to buy. It sounds pretty easy, but when it comes down to it, actually influencing people to buy something so that you can make money, you have to put those critical thinking skills that I was
Critical thinking is a skill. There is a large percentage of the population that lacks critical thinking. And I think that he's undervaluing the skill required in order to be successful as an influencer or an affiliate marketer. You simply have to figure out a way to connect with your target audience, whether it's talking about a single niche. Yesterday, I talked about vacation. You could create travel type content about, things that you need to bring with you if you're a parent and you're going to Greece, and then you put those links in your storefront or your influencer information, and you can make money. But critical thinking is a skill. I could argue there are millions of people that lack the critical thinking skill, and that's why they're not successful online. That's why they struggle in life. But critical thinking is a skill. Creating content online is a skill. Figuring out what your target audience wants and needs and trying to connect with them is a skill. So I don't think, I think that there is a skill level required, but it's something that you can attain, you can learn, and you can develop over time.
If you're starting off small, the products that you're going to be linking have to really pull the attention of the audience that would buy something like it with the content that you're creating. This means,
so if you're starting out small, I recommend that you do product focused content. For example, I'm talking to you through this camera here. I would create content about the camera, accessories required, settings, setup, unboxing, create content there first. You're talking to a smaller group of people that actually know what they want and what they need. Then as you gain more popularity and your follower count grows, you can scope out and talk about maybe a day in the life. You can talk about different cameras and compare them. But in the very beginning, I want you to focus on products and build a core following, a core fan base, and then zoom out from there.
Now, obviously, the larger that you grow your following, the better odds you have of making more and more money. And niching down is something that can really help you gain the ideal audience that's going to make.
One of the most important things you have to realize in order to be successful online is to just get started. So many people worry about making $10,000 per month, $100,000 per year, whatever it is. But you have to get started. Everybody starts off at zero. I know I didn't have a following, but the only way to get that following is to actually create content. Now, I get this pushback all the time. I wasn't approved for an affiliate program because I didn't have a following. You still need to create that content in order to get the following. So even if you get declined by every affiliate program, you should still be creating content so that you can build the following, and then you can always reapply later. It's a kind of like a chicken or egg. The other thing that people forget or overlook is that in the very beginning, you're not going to make a bunch of money. And so if you're not approved for an affiliate program, it's no big deal because you're missing out on 50 cents, $1, 38 cents here and there. So don't spend so much time worrying about, I got declined for an affiliate program. Spend that time, dedicate that time into creating content to build the following so that it's easier for you to apply to these affiliate programs going forward.
You money. So whether you like home decor, fixing old cars, or working out, you can create content specific to those niches to create what is known as shoppable videos. Once you post these videos, in addition to giving followers the opportunity to buy from your store.
So I think there's a couple types of videos that you can create. You can create shoppable videos where you're talking about a product or a service. And then there's lifestyle videos. Both of them can work, but I think in the very beginning, if you're just getting started and you have no following, create product focused videos and not lifestyle content, because quite frankly, nobody cares about who you are and what you do. They care about the problems you can solve for them. Now, once you amass a large enough following, you can start creating lifestyle content, but that lifestyle content still needs to have a point. When people do makeup tutorials, they're showing you the end result of the makeup and not, hey, look at me, I'm, in the camera. So make sure that every video that you create, every piece of content that you create has a point of solving a customer's problem or serving the customer. Don't just create content to create content.
The more and more consistent that you are with your content, the higher the chances you have to go viral, build a bigger following base, and keep the money rolling in.
This is the number one thing that I push upon everyone. Consistency and persistence. If you just show up every single day, half the battle is already done, because there are people that want to create content and they want to be an influencer and they want to make money online, but they don't show up every day. They show up when they feel like it or when it's convenient for them. If you just show up, and I heard this from college professors, if you just show up, you will get a C, and C's get degrees, and C's in online business will make you money. Show up every single day, be consistent, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're sick, even when you've had a rough day at work. Show up to your side hustle, which I think you should approach it like a part-time job, show up every day and you will be much further ahead than 99% of the people that just want to make money online.
Now, the next side hustle is a lucrative one that really has the ability to help you gain some financial comfortability outside of your 9-to-5 job. It has the potential to make you over $10,000 monthly, and it's one that most of us have used and basically depend on nowadays, and that's Uber driving. Now, this side hustle is another one that requires...
I absolutely do not think anybody should be driving Uber, quite frankly. Much like the Amazon Flex a little bit earlier, you don't think about all of the overhead associated with driving your car. You got to deal with people that might be inebriated, people that might mess up your car. You've got to deal with angry customers. Again, you're going to deal with breaks. You're going to be wasting a lot of time physically getting paid. Again, you don't get paid driving an Uber if you're not driving an Uber. This requires a lot of time. And if you're in a smaller town, it's not going to be viable for you. Driving an Uber, driving a Lyft, or anything like that, it's best if you live in a busy area. If you live in a metropolitan or urban environment. If you live in a small or medium-sized town, it might not be readily available for you. Again, not a big fan of going out, driving people around, driving things around because of the time required and how active it actually is.
Some of these Uber drivers have seen us in some pretty vulnerable situations after a long night of drinking. But
yeah, I would be furious if someone sat in the backseat of the car and did that. Again, you've got to deal with hostile people. You've got to deal with people that are maybe not in the right frame of mind. And you don't know that when you pick people up. You have to, I guess, be on edge. You have to be ready for whatever. And I don't think that's a great way to make money.
The average Uber driver makes anywhere between $18 and $25 an hour before tips when all the factors are taken into.
Now, $18 to $25 per hour doesn't include the overhead, the gas, the oil changes, anything that goes wrong with your car, the insurance that might go up because you're driving for Uber. It doesn't factor in that amount. And so if you did the calculations, the money would probably be much lower per hour.
So if you're someone who keeps a clean car, doesn't mind meeting and talking to new people, and knows how to take advantage of areas where more riders are needed, you could find yourself in the top earners club, generating right around $11,000 a month, which breaks down to $366 a day. Now,
that number is certainly inflated once you take into everything that I've mentioned a few times. There are Uber drivers that can make a lot of money if you are taking advantage of everything that he mentioned, living in a large populated area, taking advantage of surge pricing. But I would say many more people are not making that type of money. And you have to think the people that are making that money live in a higher cost of living area, for example, New York, Chicago, LA. And so their expenses are higher, their gas is higher, the repairs are higher, living in an apartment is higher. So they might be just breaking even, or they might be using Uber as a way to take care of their grocery bill every month, which is fine. And I think there are better ways to make money online.
Now, the final side hustle is more fitting for those of you who are looking to make some additional income, but only from the comfort of your own home. Everyone's situation doesn't allow them to go out for hours to make money. And if that's you, or you just don't want to, this one is for you. Virtual assisting can make you some serious money. I mean, just working as a part-time virtual.
Now, virtual assisting can be a really, really profitable job if you get hooked up with the right manager or boss. With a virtual assistant, you're just going to be assigned tasks and you're going to be required to execute those tasks. Those tasks could be anywhere between like data entry, filling out Excel spreadsheets, filling out invoices, or you could be, if you're working with a CEO, working for a CEO, you could be coordinating travel arrangements. And virtual assisting can be really profitable. The one drawback is that you are going to be working for a manager or a boss or a supervisor, and that has its pros and cons. If you get a bad boss, that can make your life even worse. One thing with virtual assistant is, depending on the task, you can get those tasks done anytime per day. However, if you are working a full-time job and trying to do virtual assisting on the side, that can get pretty tiring and frustrating. Now, I have a couple ideas to make money online, make $100 per day, which I think are a little bit better. One is with affiliate marketing. That's simply recommending or selling other people's products and services. Basically, what you're going to do is you are going to find the questions or problems that your customers are having. You're going to create content to solve that problem, and then you're going to recommend different products to help them out. For example, in yesterday's video, I talked about how safe is it to travel to Cancun. You simply will create content talking about how safe it is, and then you could recommend something like the Expedia program for them to book their flights and travel arrangements. You can do this with literally anything. This microphone solves a problem. The lighting, the camera, all the stuff that you see in front of you solved a problem for me, and that's why I bought it. You can get paid simply creating content. Just like this content creator here, they're getting paid by the YouTube Partner Program simply to create content. And you only need 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours in order to start getting paid by the YouTube Partner Program. And it's a way to earn semi-passive income. Simply, you create the content once and it hangs out on the internet forever until it's deleted or taken down. In my opinion, these are two better ways to make money simply because you're not actively working on it all day and all night. This person created an 11-minute YouTube video and he's going to get paid for it anytime someone comes to his channel and watches the video. Regardless if he's on a boat, if he's on a train, if he's on a plane, he can get paid from the videos that he creates. Same with affiliate marketing. And I think those are better ways to make money, again, because they are semi-passive. I also like creating and selling digital products. You can do that through your content. You can do that through a marketplace like Etsy. There are so many other better opportunities and they don't require a lot of your time. If you want to learn more about the different opportunities to make money online, watch this video next because YouTube says it will help you start an online business.